Hey there, fellow art lovers and fans of all things painted. Welcome back. Today we're going to be painting 3 very different kinds of creatures at play. This was a commission a friend asked me to make for them, and so without further ado, let's begin. I sketched out the poses of each of the 3 creatures. They were a white-furred long serpentine dragon, a red-horned dragon, and a sea serpent. I had a little trouble getting the angle I wanted on the red dragon, so I opened up my copy of the video game Spore, which lets you create creatures, and used it to visualize the body angle and how the spine would behave in the kind of pose I wanted to draw. For the white dragon, foreshortening was tricky, but I had this idea in mind of a spiral that went into the distance, and it took me a few attempts to get her looking how I wanted her to. Once I'd sketched out the poses, I began blocking in the colour, starting with the horned dragon. After that, I moved on to the other 2. I was given free rein with the sea serpent and ran the colour scheme past my friend before beginning, settling on blue as the main colour with sea green and indigo accents. Once the three colours were blocked in, I turned my attention to the background, using a more painterly brush to paint in the sunset sky and the sea reflecting it. I wanted to go for some really warm colours here to convey the happiness of the dragons at play, and because I just really like sunsets. They are one of the most beautiful things in nature. Then once that was done, it was time to start highlighting and shading. I began with the white dragon. I was trying to give the fur and scales a really pearly, silvery look, and also with a yellowy orange tinge of the sun reflecting off of her. Next I moved on to the sea serpent, taking the time to draw in his scales before putting shading and highlights layers in underneath so the shading and highlights wouldn't override the scale pattern. Finally, it was time to paint the horned dragon. I went for the same process with her, giving her some larger scales down her spine and on her underbelly. The final steps were giving the sea serpent his undersea portions so his body didn't just immediately vanish the moment he's below the waves, softening up the line where his body meets the sea, and to add in some ripples to the top of the water. And with that, I was done. Let's have a look at the final piece. And if you enjoyed what you just watched, please be sure to leave the video a like and subscribe and ring the bell to see more content and to help keep this channel growing. Any amount of interaction this video gets is much appreciated, and it means the world to me that there are people out there who like to see what I make. Well, see you next time.